Welcome to another Fast Tech video, where today we're going to show you how to fix an Xbox 360 Slim that does not turn on. We want to figure out what is the reason for it not turning on. There might be many reasons why your Xbox is not turning on. One of those reasons might be because your power adapter is damaged, so you might need to replace your power adapter. But if your power adapter is fine, then it might be because you need to replace your RF module, which is this piece right here. So today we're going to show you how to replace the RF module or even fix it. As you can see, this is our Xbox 360, and when I try to turn it on, it does not turn on.
Before doing anything else with the Xbox 360, make sure that the problem is not with your power brick, since this is the easiest to replace component.
We're going to disassemble the system and see what is going on. Possibly we will be replacing the RF module, because that's probably why the Xbox is not turning on. This is the Xbox 360, and as you can see, it's having trouble turning on. So we're going to take apart the Xbox and see what is the problem. We are most likely going to replace the RF module, because that would be why it's not turning on. So let's take apart this baby. Let's take this out. So now we're going to remove the hard drive cover. So we're going to pull up here. There we go. Then we can take the other one easily off. Bam. Then we're gonna do the other side. Let's use our pry tool, our handy dandy pry tool that we can get at fasttechstore.com. See the description box below. So then we can just pull up here at the end and then pull it all the way off. There we are. So many people struggle with removing the trim on both sides of the Xbox. We are going to show you how to safely remove the trim on both of the sides. Now, we have had a lot of comments of difficulty removing the trim, so we're going to show you exactly how to do that.
We're going to use the metal pry tool from our Fast Tech Pro toolkit and insert it into this slot here, and at the same time I lift up the trim. For the one in the middle, we're going to want to use tweezers, which are also included in the Fast Tech Pro toolkit. As I do this, I keep upward pressure on the trim so the clips don't re-engage. On the bottom right side of the screen, you can see the mechanics of the clip being disengaged. Here's a closer look at the clip mechanism, because I know a lot of people are going to struggle with this part. You're going to be putting your Fast Tech pry tool through the slot up top and pushing down on the clip like so. There's 3 clips on this side. The one on the leftmost side was already undone, and some of these will come off on their own if you're lucky. If you're having trouble with this step, do not worry. I am doing a dedicated video on this in the very near future. This is the clip that came undone on its own, even though it's not broken, and as I mentioned earlier, some of these will come off on their own. Here's another look at how the clips work. Now, there's some more clips on the other side. We're going to use tweezers or the pry tool that I showed you earlier. And same thing we did on the other side. As I lift up the trim, I disengage the clips. Keeping pressure on the trim is important, otherwise the clips will get re-engaged again. On the bottom right side of the screen, you can see once again how I disengage the clips. This is where the clips go on the case.
Okay, so I have to go onto my T-bit and find my T10 to put into the automatic screwdriver that is in our Fast Tech Pro Auto toolkit, and you can find that at fasttechstore.com. See the description box below. So we're going to use the T10 to unscrew the screw that is attached to the Wi-Fi network module. There we go. We don't want to lose our screws. Always make sure to place them to the side in view so you don't lose them. Now we have access to our Wi-Fi network module, and we can pull it out. Just like so. This is your Wi-Fi network module, and in case your system is having trouble reading Wi-Fi, this is probably the reason. So you might need a new Wi-Fi module, and you can order that at fasttechstore.com. See the description box below, and we can get one of these sent to you with the lifetime warranty and free shipping. Okay, so now we are going to have to remove a few more clips.
I'm using the Fast Tech pry tool to disengage these clips. At the same time, I'm splitting the case apart with my hands. And once the clips come off, I am sticking them on the outside of the case so they don't get re-engaged. We're going to do the same thing on the other side, but this side is going to be significantly more difficult. I'm going to pry my Fast Tech pry tool in there. I'm disengaging the clips, and at the same time, I'm splitting the case apart with my fingers, with my index and my thumb. I'm keeping pressure on the case, then I'm going to take this sticker off at the back. And after removing that sticker, which was once the warranty sticker, we're going to pop our pry tool in there, and then that clip should be disengaged, and then you can just pull the case apart. There's a ribbon cable here at the front you want to be very careful of. And now back to my assistant.
So now there is a ribbon cable that is on the front plate that you need to be careful of. Oh, shit's heavy. There we go. Lift up the front piece of the case. Comes off like so. Sometimes there's a sticker here that you may have to remove, but we don't have one on this system. Now we are going to use a Torx T10 to remove these black screws. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The big screws. These are very long screws. They look like this. Make sure you put them to the side where you know where they are. Next one. They are very long screws. Oh, okay, it's already loose. So we have one more screw left. So we got all of our screws out. Now we're gonna flip it over. And keep holding the faceplate while you turn it over. So now we're going to remove the top plate while we hold the faceplate on. There we go. We have removed the top plate.
Now we have to remove the faceplate, which is connected to the RF module at the front of the console with a very thin ribbon cable, and it's very easy to damage. You're going to take off this cable, but let's remove that piece first. Then lift up the plastic at the front as demonstrated here. Pull it back, and then we have to release the clip that holds the cable in, like so. Then you can pull out the ribbon cable safely and pull away the faceplate. In some cases, this component can also cause powering issues, but what was causing powering issues here, and for most of you people watching, is going to be this RF module here. And I'm going to be replacing it with one from fasttechstore.com. We offer a lifetime warranty and free worldwide shipping. If your RF module is working, your issue could be with a motherboard, which we also stock on our website. If you're interested in fixing yours, these are the components that you should be paying attention to, and you can use a multimeter to check them. I'll include the correct values in the description box and pinned comment for whoever's interested. This component is relatively cheap at the time we're producing this video, so for most of you it's going to be much more economical and efficient when it comes to time, certainly, just to replace this piece. This is a model 1409, and the part number is also going to be mentioned on the listing on our website, fasttechstore.com. I figured I'd mention how to fix it anyways, because there are always those people who go, replacement isn't repair, you didn't show us how to fix anything. So for those people, I'm going to be showing you guys how to fix it. We're going to put a T8 in our FastTech Pro Auto Kit and remove these T8 screws at the front of the RF module. There's 2 in total. Not only does the FastTech Pro Auto Kit disassemble your Xbox 360, but your Xbox Series X, PS5, and much more. As you can see under the FastTech thermal cam, you can see that the left side of the RF module is burning hot. Matter of fact, it's too hot to touch. Another thing to note, that if you have an RF module problem, your orange light on the brick will stay on instead of red. If you have red, you could have a motherboard issue. Here I'm showing you guys how to take that C57 capacitor off using a soldering iron. You can simply heat it up and then knock it off. In this demonstration, knocking off that C57 capacitor did fix the RF module, but if this was a customer system, I would not ship the system back this way. I would replace the RF module or replace the capacitor. If the manufacturer put it there, it's there for a reason. But let's try to start this system. and we have power. The green light on the brick comes on and the system boots. But since I'm not comfortable with this kind of repair, I am going to be replacing the entire RF module in the next sequence. So your C57 capacitor, the left side here, the one I'm pointing to, this is the component that usually goes. Sometimes it could be these components up here, and good luck trying to solder those, but in most cases it's that C57 capacitor there, and you don't even have to replace it, you can just remove it. In most cases it will work. But since this is a customer's unit and they actually care about their Xbox 360, I'm going to replace the entire RF module. Now we're going to install a replacement RF module in by pushing it in. It's got a connector, it pushes in very easily. Now we're going to install the 2 Torx T8 screws back in. Now I'm going to test the Xbox 360S. I'm going to use my pry tool to touch these 2 points to turn it on. And that's another successful repair from Fast Tech. If you guys need any of the parts, tools, or this RF module, check us out at fasttechstore.com. I'm going to use the bottom 2 pins to eject the disk drive tray, and you can do the same. This would be a good time to test everything before you close this thing, because these are very difficult to disassemble. So I plugged my HDMI cable in, and you can hear the Xbox boot up in the background. And with that, I continue my reassembly. Let's turn this thing off, remove the power and the HDMI cable. I'll give it a good cleaning before I assemble it, using the brush in our Fast Tech Pro toolkit. Now we're going to start reassembling this thing. The top case goes on first, as demonstrated here. Then we're going to hook up the faceplate. There's a ribbon cable here that we're going to have to be very careful with. I'm going to line up the faceplate at the front. Make sure that clip is in the open position and then push the ribbon cable as demonstrated here. The front, that's just plastic, is supposed to go over the clip as I've shown here. Now we can push the faceplate in, and these clips up top are going to be engaged. You're going to hear them click in. Now let's install the Torx T10 bolts, these ones here, back into the system. The Fast Tech Pro Auto Kit includes that T10 bit you need and all of the bits that you need to disassemble your Xbox Series X, Series S, PS5, PS4, and much more. Now let's install this part of the case back on. Let's give it a good cleaning before I do so. The front part of the case, this side here, is going to go in first as demonstrated here. And then we want to look at the back and make sure that this clip goes under as shown here. And then push the back in. You'll hear that clicking sound, that means the clips have engaged. Now let's install the Wi-Fi module in. It's held in by a single T10 screw. Now let's install this part of the trim back in. But before we do, we need to make sure that everything lines up correctly like this. Now this trim is ready to be installed, and if you followed my instructions correctly, this should be very easy to do. Now on the other side, let's install this piece in. The trim is misaligned here as well. Most videos will tell you to separate these 2 pieces, but I devised a way that's much easier. So subscribe to the channel for more Xbox tips. Now let's push it in place. And it should be flush on both sides. Some more trim pieces have to be installed. There's this one here that has 2 clips on one side, one on the other, and this is how it goes on. On the other side, we have 2 pieces. If If you have a hard drive, you can install it in now, but this system didn't come with one. This piece of trim goes here, and the other trim is the hard drive cover. Goes in like this. And now we fully reassembled the system. Now for our final testing. For my test disc, I'm going to be using Gears of War 3. But before I do that, if you need any Xbox 360 parts, head over to fasttechstore.com. We offer a lifetime warranty and free worldwide shipping. Use coupon code YouTube for a discount. Who remembers this gem of a series on the Xbox 360? The first Gears of War game was the first Xbox 360 game I ever played. The game alone convinced me to buy an Xbox. These were the days before mandatory updates, even for single player games. These are the days before microtransactions ruined gaming. This was a much simpler time. Back when games were about being fun and not about monetization and trying to squeeze every single dollar out of the consumer. This is why I still have an Xbox 360 in my living room and a PS3, and I play on them regularly. What are your thoughts on modern day gaming? Let us know in the comment section below.
Thank you for watching this video today. If you liked this video, please send us support by liking the video and or subscribing to our channel. All the support helps so that we can bring you more awesome videos.